What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. Yes, we are back again for another round of SRL APAC for Season 3. We're here for round number 14 here at the Italian Grand Prix. Quick reminder of the championship standings. New Zealand Ryan has a 17-point gap over DRC Jarrett. We're P12 still somehow. I don't know how that is, but Force India, I think, still lead the way over Ferrari. Red Bull somewhere down in P7. Now, you probably, first things first, I just need to clear some things up. If you're wondering where on earth the round at Belgium was, or if there was any highlights from Belgium on my behalf, unfortunately, there isn't going to be any on my behalf. Probably, if you go back and watch the live stream, I'm hoping maybe SRL has the live streams on their YouTube channel, but I could be completely wrong. You never know. But we'll see. But basically, just to sum it all up, I'll get my words out in a second. To sum it all up, if you watch the AOR race back from Belgium, I was pretty much sick that weekend. So, yeah, I didn't take, I decided, well, not decided, well, I couldn't take part in Friday's in the SRL race because, well, I was just not feeling up to it at all. I did recover in time for the Belgian one for AOR 2 days later, but yeah, I wasn't feeling comfortable at all. As you can see, that's Chimchar off to the left-hand side there at the exit of turn 5, so it looks like he's had a little bit of drama along the way, but you can see we're going actually purple through sector 2 there, which, to be honest, is completely and utterly shocked about there as we just get past TPR Edge there. Looks like he may have had a moment coming through those fast corners there, but about to complete actually the first lap around the Monza circuit, and it is a 1:20.744. I mean, not too bad. Currently sitting P4 at the current moment here. So as we just jump back, well, we actually drop back to P5 when we actually make our way back into the pits. So, I mean, going into Monza, I feel pretty confident about this racetrack. I mean, I've had a fair share of ups and downs in the past at this racetrack, not gonna lie, but this one, I don't know, I just felt a little bit confident because you don't really need much in the setup, really. It's probably, majority of it is probably a low downforce setup there around Monza. You don't really need a lot of setup anyway, especially for those the curve, the Lesmos. That's probably the only bits you need to worry about because pretty much majority of this racetrack is pretty much straight. So don't need to worry about anything. You just go flat attack through there. But anyway, we're on the second run here. We're going pretty much full flat out here on super soft tyres. It's pretty easy. I think you can get away with going from super softs to soft tyres. But we'll focus on this one because this actually turns out to be my fastest run in the qualifying session. Going into turn 1. I took it a little bit more cautiously through turns 1 and 2 because I did muck it up at the first run, as you probably could have saw from the footage earlier. I mucked it up big time. I missed my braking markers. It's quite difficult. I wasn't sure exactly how deep to brake going into turns 1 and 2 there, but you see going purple there through sector 1, about 0.6 of a second quicker here at the current moment. So we come through now Lesmo 1. Nice run through there, not using a lot of exit curb. Lesmo 2 took a lot of curb there. I don't know, that might have been a bit risky there, but anyway, we come now down the back straight here, or one of the back straights I should say, underneath the bridge. Now coming into the Ascari now. Ran a little bit too deep there, and I thought actually I was going to invalidate my lap time there, but thankfully just got away with it, I think. But now to the second, you could say, back straight here, coming down towards Parabolica here, right about the 50-metre mark here. It's quite a tricky corner to get the turn in right here, but if you get a good run, you can get a nice exit out of here, come across the line, take the shortest run you can, cross the line, go up and back up into P5. About not quite 0.7 quicker in the first run, but did a 1:20.0, which was fairly decent enough. I felt like possibly the 19s weren't too far away. I mean, you probably saw earlier on with the timing screens there, I think DRC Jarrett was in the 19s, and I mean, I felt confident of getting into the 19s, but if I get a good lap time for the next run, probably the last run I should say, because pretty much this sort of third run you could say was just basically only an outlap at go out again and come straight back in again, because just a bit of time wasting, to be honest, because there was still plenty of time left on my sleeve. I mean, it could have waited in the garage for maybe a couple of minutes if I wanted to, but yeah, it's just not worth anyway. So, I mean, I did choose the softest tyre I think for this whole qualifying. So as you can see, DRC Jarrett's actually out of the qualifying session. There's been a bit of chaos actually here on the front straight. You can see his left front is just hanging off there. So it looked like, who was it? I think it was V-Fens in the McLaren. So there may have been a little bit of drama here. So let's have we'll jump aboard here with Jarrett going through Ascari here. So he's currently here on a hot lap. So he's currently purple, as you saw there coming through Sector 2 there. So I think that's Fens up in the foreground there. So he comes through Parabolica here. So I think he's looking good here to get a good run out of here. I think he's trying to get a slipstream. Oh, wow. That's wow, yeah. It's a bit of an awkward one, if I say the least, but you can see actually Fens, I think, is just pulling off to the side of the road. I think he's actually going to try and get himself disqualified. As there's Master Berserk, who looks like he's handed off.
You're in the top 10 now.
To turn 1. Thank you, Jeff. Still in the top 10. Actually dropped down the way down to P9. As now I think Guerrilla's TPR Edge is out of qualifying. Like I mentioned, V-Fen's got himself disqualified because he felt like he was at fault, because I don't think he knew that Jarrett was actually on a flying lap, so that was probably his mistake there for going left at the last second. That was probably a bit of a late call there, but here we go. Trying to see what we can do here on our final run, actually. So we're back up to P8 now because of Fens go back to the back of the grid.
30 seconds left.
Just going to turn 1, muck it up big time here, going way too deep. Yeah, you can see that's pretty much just ruined the lap straight away, and just dropping time, bleeding time pretty much with the Delta. Run off into the grass a little bit there, and yeah, that was all she wrote, unfortunately. So, to be honest, I was pretty furious as always. I just wanted to get a good lap time. It felt like the 19s were not too far away, so I was trying to actually slam into the wall there, but that failed miserably through there. Who's that? Oh, Laggy, that's a big moment here coming through Ascari. He's out of qualifying. I think New Zealand Ryan may have got a little bit caught up in that one. As you see there, Neon Trino, he's going to get himself disqualified again. He's done that the last couple of races as Neon there, so I don't know whether he's just trying to avoid chaos at the front there or what. I'm not really too sure here, but in the end, it is qualifying done and dusted. So DRC Jarrett does take pole with a 19.2's bloody quick, to be honest, so it didn't have the pace at all. You see there, Alan Hugo in P2. Prez doing a great job in P3. You can see we're still in P8, obviously. My teammate for this weekend is actually Pansky. He's back in P12, but he will have a choice of fresh tyres. But you can see, obviously, Neon and Fens disqualifying themselves, plus there's a few other guys. TPR Edge and Chimchar, I think, didn't set a lap time. So heading into the race, it was a little bit of a tricky one, to be honest, because I think it was back in TY Pacific. It was a bit of a question mark, really, of how long the super soft tyres would last. But going from that race, I mean, super softs to mediums could work if let's just say you burnt up your super soft tyres pretty early, you'd have to go into the medium tyres. But if you take good care of them, you could easily get away from the super softs to the softs like it was last season. So anyway, off on the formation lap.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to bog down.
Thank you, Jeff, as always. So, yeah, I basically decided to go for the one-stop super softs to softs. But you never know. If something major happens later in the race, you know, if a safety car comes out, which is a possibility, you never know. So, anyway, we'll just wait to see how it goes. But you can see here on the formation laps, a few guys getting themselves disqualified. That's just pretty much the norm around this place at the moment. Prez got disqualified, I think Master Berserk, as well as Conrad. Bit of ghosting going on here. We're going into the inside of the Renault here. That's Poms of the win, I think. And obviously, Team Atmatic, obviously, in the Force India, who, if you probably go back to well, a couple of rounds ago, actually, back at Hungary, he has obviously replaced Warden, who's obviously decided to step aside from league racing for the time being. Hopefully, he makes return in the near future. But we're pretty much all set here for round number 14 here. There we go. We're all set to go here at the Italian Grand Prix. 5 red lights. Let's do it around Monza. It's a pretty good start here. We're going to try and go around the outside here of Poms to the win, but just didn't quite have enough speed at the end. It covers pretty well there, so taking it very cautiously going into turn 1 here. That's who's that? Exit Donut up the inside. There's contact, I think, with Ben, and obviously it turned me around, and well, not it turned him into me, which obviously you saw just gave me front wing damage. So yeah, this is definitely not part of the plan here, and you see straight away I've just gone for the instinct, like I've got to come in here and get this front wing change, but yeah, I was sort of just taking it a bit patiently through here, but you see the guys up here battling away here. It looks like they're running a bit wide actually through the first lesmo, so that's definitely the understeer, so going through the right-hand corners probably won't help here, but there's still more yellow flags going on in the background there, but you can see in the foreground, Poms and Prez, I think, going for a bit of a battle up the front here. It looked like a big corner cut there actually from Prez, and I actually corner cut that's the first part of Ascari as well. So that's anyway, you can see here, I'm still hanging on to the rear end of both these guys, so I thought to myself, I did tinker with the idea, obviously, of coming in at the end of this lap to get the front wing change. But I thought, you know what, let's just stick it out here. Let's see how long we can stick with these guys, and hopefully, I mean, if it dies off eventually, then probably I'll dive straight into the pit lane and get the front wing change. But you can see these two still going side by side here, so sort of taking the cautious approach going down into turn 1. That was a big quarter cut there from Poms, so it's one apiece between these two. And I think he's got the move done on Prez, just trying to get the good run out of a turn 2 there. I ran a little bit on the grass there, which probably didn't help my run, but looks like Prez is going to come back here. Going down to turn 4. I thought about going up the inside of Poms, but thought better of it. Now Prez gets back up the inside and up into P5, I think it is. Obviously Poms back into P6, but you see here, with all this battling going on, it's got a bit of a battle group right behind here, so it's literally going to be on here not too distant future. But you see, obviously, my teammate Penske has had a pretty decent start, but looks of things. Obviously, starting on a fresh set of soft tyres. So he's up into P8 behind me. But you see, we get a good run here. Not the greatest for Ascari, actually run wide here, but I think the slipstream sort of helping me out here, keeping ahead of Penske behind, who I was probably thinking he was going to get past me like straight away, but just taking it right cautiously here out of Parabolica here. If you get a good run here, probably be a bit too not the right time for DRS. Obviously, DRS is now enabled. It's now Juice Master out of the Grand Prix. So he's starting to close in here on the Poms, but a bit cautiously through turn 1. He locks up the brakes there, going through turn 1 there, and I think actually Ben's actually got by Penske there. It's now Juice Master's gone from the session. I think TPR Edge also out of the Grand Prix, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe those guys probably come together a little bit, but did lose a little bit of ground to Poms out of that corner, but just ran a little bit too deep running through here and into the gravel. It's really compromised our run here, and yeah, maybe I should have probably covered the inside line a little bit more, but obviously Ben had the speed here, and obviously straight up the inside and up into position 7 he goes, so we're still in position 8. So as we get DRS actually on this back straight, so this will probably help me in trying to keep ahead of that's Exodona behind here. And again, being cautiously through here, yellow flags, that's actually for a TPRH's car off to the right there, so not the greatest of runs, actually lost a lot of ground there to Ben. And obviously here comes Exodona out of well, I knew he was coming for sure, but as soon as I lost a spot to him, and obviously Penske ran me outside here, I thought, yeah, nah, it's not really working out, so we're going to come straight into the pit lane to get this front wing changed here. So just slow down for the pit lane. I was a bit worried I'd go over the speed limit there coming into the pits, but obviously get this front wing changed. Now, I probably was tinkering a little bit with what tyres to go on, so I decided to go onto the softs, but should something happen maybe a little bit later on in the race, then we could possibly go onto the medium tyres, depending on when And if a safety car probably comes out, then it'll probably help me a lot. But
to speed now.
you see
Let's
losing
get
the back end coming out of the pit lane there because they're on stone cold tyres. Obviously, but come out as in 17th position. You can see how far behind I'm back behind the lead group anyway. But next up the road is probably Chimchar.
We're running an excess on
A bit up further up, obviously, and obviously Neon further behind. Actually, was
confirmed.
just telling Jeff to shut up because he was talking way too much for my liking. But here's a replay on board with the pole sitter. Pretty decent start, actually, from Jared. It looks like he's going to lead comfortably going down into turn 1. I think Alan Hugo go look at the inside. No, that was fairly clean, actually, for Jared. So he'll lead comfortably, obviously, through turn 1. Here's a replay on board with both my Penske on the top right there, my teammate, and obviously Ben on the bottom right, as you saw. Sorry, not the bottom right, the actual main screen there. But you see, he got a little bit of a tap there, and it was just enough, obviously, to hit my front wing. And I think he actually got an illegal overtake on my screen. Oh, sorry, on his screen, I should say. I probably put the view of Penske's view in the wrong spot. But anyway, you see here he's going side by side here. I think Max Sedona may have got the illegal overtake. He went in way too deep coming through turns 4 and 5. There goes Penske back up the inside. And coming through Lesbos, there's ECR Ricardo, I think, up the inside there of Ben. Oh, there's a little bit of contact coming out of the corner there. And these two literally go side by side here. There's another car not far behind either, so he's going to have to cover him off here. Can't work out who it was behind, but he just manages to stick ahead of ECR Ricardo. Might have been Sedona behind, not really sure here. But anyway, it's a replay on board with Derek here. So this be one of the views we can see going down into turn 1 here. So obviously that's his teammate Sedona in front there. So see taking it nice and cautiously through here. Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one actually, that one. So I can't work out what happened there, but I think Derek had actually got a bit of front wing damage. Oh, gee, that was a little bit of a moment there. Looked like it sounded like some carbon fibre hitting the wall or something, but that was on board with Chimchar. You see all the chaos, and it's just literally a traffic jam here. Oh, he gets spun around, does Chimchar. Can't work out who it was actually. This is the slow-mo from V-Fens. Looks like Juice Mars and TPR Edge had a little bit of a moment down the front straight there. Here's a replay now from pretty much dead last, Neon Trito. So he'll probably have a good view of all this. Oh dear. Obviously Juice Mars and TPR Edge, so that might explain how Edge lost his front wing. Oh wow, that was close. Who was that? Juice Mars or Conrad? I can't work out, but actually I think it was actually Neon that actually turned Chimchar. Oh wow, now it's not ended there. He's literally got Sauber's right, left and centre here, so he's been slamming into Sauber's right, left and centre, I think. Probably not on purpose, but just can't get away from him, really. So he's obviously now got front wing damage, so he had to come straight into the pit lane. So he's going to have to change that front wing, well, half of it anyway. And obviously he's going to put on the medium tyres. I think TPR Edge followed behind, so doing something pretty similar there at Mercedes. But back we go here. This is still, we're going to go swap it around this time with Penske on the main screen and Ben on the top right. These two are literally having a battle down the front straight here, going down to turn 1. I can't remember what lap this was. Probably lap 3, I think this is. Yeah, probably all going on with the chaos in front there. So yeah, I think this is lap 3 there. So there you go. There's Ben up the inside. Pretty simple move there on Penske, but you can see Sedona putting a lot of pressure here on Penske, going down around the left-hand side here, going through turn 3, and you just see that. And after the Curva Grande, and yeah, pretty simple move there for Penske. But you see how it ran wide there on the gravel trap. Yeah, I should have maybe covered the inside line a little bit more there. It would have probably held Ben off for a little bit longer. He probably might have got past me on the second back straight there, but now back we go aboard with Penske. So this is obviously where I pretty much decided to abort, trying to hang on for like as long as I could with the front wing damage. So now obviously I come straight into the pit lane. Now he's having a battle here with V-Fans, literally pushing it right up nearly to the pit wall here. These two have had dramas in the past. And I dare say it's going to be have dramas again. He's going down to turn 1. There's fans up the inside. You give him one back here, I think. There's Penske, or a little bit of contact there, and there goes ECR Ricardo, who's taking an easy couple of spots there. So nice job from ECR Ricardo. But what's he doing here? He's just trying to break the slipstream here on the front straight here, behind ahead of Penske, I should say. It's obviously Penske on the DRS and slipstream overtake mode. Going to go around the long way here. Very, very deep, but he just manages to hang on to it here. But ECR Ricardo may try the crisscross here. He might actually do it. He's going to come through the Curva Grande now. He's actually put himself back in front here. It's for how much longer? Who knows? I think it just might be enough here, and he goes back up into position 9. Obviously, Penske back to position 10. He's still battling away there with fens. But lap 5, you can see, missed my braking marker through the Variante, I think it is. I could be wrong. Turns 4 and 5, basically. So, yeah, mucked up big time. Obviously, had to take the corner cut there. Had no choice. But you see ECR Ricardo still trying to break the slipstream here. He has been known to do a lot of weaving in the past. I've had that experience in league race with him. But look at the slipstream here. Penske diving up to the inside here into turn 1. Nice move, and just covers him off there a little bit here. So can't get the crisscross here, does ECR Ricardo. But whether he can get him back here on the slipstream, maybe a possibility. Yeah, there he goes. He's on the left-hand side now. So he up the inside line here into turn 4. But again, Penske hanging around the outside. He's trying to push him wide a little bit there. Here comes, he's onto the grass there is Penske. He's going to allow fans here to catch up to this battle here. Literally still going side by side through the Lesmos. Under the second Lesmos, still going side by side. Pushes him wide, and there you go. Enough said. He always gets the, what's the wording there? He always gets the biffo out. Does a Penske. Look at the slipstream that Fens has got coming into Ascari here. He looks up the inside here, pushes him off a little bit here. Maybe a little bit of paper. Oh, it's just a tiny, tiny touch. Only a tiny touch, but it's just enough to put Fens off into the gravel. Obviously, Penske gets the spot back. So, fairly hectic at the moment, just a bit further up the road. There's a bit of yellow flag action a bit further on. Here comes, it's on lap 7 we go. Here comes Benjamin on Pomsa to win for position 6. And yeah, I think he gets that done pretty easily here. But going on to lap 7 now for himself. Top Banter and Chimcha, I think, have come into the pit lane for, I can't remember whether they got damage or not, or just whether that's just a normal pit stop. But gives us another couple of spots. We're now up into position 15 in this race. I mean, we're just pretty much here on our own here. At this point, I was just sort of hoping and praying for a safety car. As you saw there, ECR Ricardo's now out of the Grand Prix, so it looks like he's had a crash. I think pretty similar to a few guys around the exit of Ascari there. So I was just hoping and praying for something to happen, maybe fix something, and actually the safety car gets deployed. So this may be the window. This may help me here big time here, because I wasn't possibly sure. I'll get my voice right in a second. It's been a while since I've done a voiceover, so I do apologise. I didn't think the soft tyres would probably go the distance. I mean, I probably would have tried if I could, if the safety car didn't come out. But this is pretty much just going to be pretty much a free pit stop here. So you're going to dive straight into the lane to get on a set of medium tyres here. I think a few others may be doing the same thing as well. So here we go. Red Bull guys are waiting. To the mediums we go, and away we go. So nice stop as always. There's a few guys obviously just pitted behind. I think that's probably one of the Toro Rosso. I think that's Derek Kid actually. So where we come out here is going to be interesting, because there goes Top Banter. We get a little bit sideways again and just come out behind Neon Tridome there. Maybe if I didn't have the slide, it might have been a little bit more closer, but anyway, it is what it is. So we're back down into P16. Of course, the guys up front will probably have a free pit stop anyway. So it's actually on thanks to Ben's footage. New Zealand Ryan coming into the pits here, and Jarrett's obviously come in and out onto the medium tyres. So Ryan's off the super softs, goes straight onto the soft, so he's not mucking around here. So there's probably been a window here, and actually Ben has to queue behind. So pretty much has no choice here. There's a lot of guys in the pits. Poms is in. Who else? Exodona's in. I think my teammate's in. Actually drops a couple of spots there, does Ben. He's fallen actually behind both Poms and Exodona. Here comes Penske, obviously in for his pit stop, so straight onto the mediums for him. And away he goes. But as you can see here, he just pops in behind Laggy there in position 11 there. Yeah, a little bit close to the rear end here, obviously, of Neon Trito. But I think I've just missed where he braked a little bit here, and that was a little bit of a close moment there with Top Banter. Probably put Neon and myself off a little bit there, but be interesting to see if any of these guys in front try and take an advantage. There goes Top Banter, so he's straight into the lane. I thought Neon was actually going to follow him there, but I think he was just trying to get a little bit of slipstream there, sort of thing. So don't know why. It's probably a safety car, but next lap comes straight into the pits, doesn't he? So he's obviously going to go straight onto a set of soft tyres, I think. So it puts us back into the, I can't remember what position we're in now. So yeah, like I mentioned, there he goes onto the soft tyres and away he goes. So nice stop from the Ferrari boys, but does put us back up into P12 here. So shouldn't be too far away from getting a safety car restart, I would think, anyway. But knowing the safety car in this game, it can pretty much, who knows when it'll go. But it is coming in this lap, so we're behind Derek Kidd in position 12, obviously. So now's a good opportunity, I think, to probably just go all guns blazing here. So that'll be interesting to see if we can possibly get a top 10 out of this, because I think a top 10 was possibly on the cards, but I mean, anything's possible off the safety car restart anyway. But here we go. A pretty good start off the safety car restart there. So obviously straight away DRS is enabled and everybody's just using the slipstream here. There's literally battles going on in front there, so I don't know what on earth is going on here. But oh, Derek gets slammed straight into Perez. He's now out of the Grand Prix. It's literally 4-1 to turn 1. There's chaos. I've lost a bit more of my front wing on the back of Laggy there. So literally it's all happening here in the early part of the safety car restart. So if there's anything, safety cars breed safety cars, so anything's possible here. But again, we get caught up in drama at turn 1. I don't know what it is with me in turn 1, but I had to take the corner cut there. I had no other choice but to get a 3-second time penalty there. I can't remember whether it was actually my first or second. I can't remember. But he goes laying up the inside. There's a little bit of contact between he and Neon, so that's going to give us the run here. So I'm pretty much doing what I did early in the race. Just going to keep hopefully with these guys and hope for the best, and maybe, well, we'll wait and see, I suppose. But I thought for a second there, I think Neon had a bit of a moment there, and I thought he was actually going to slam into the back end of me there, but they were running wide coming out of Ascari there. I thought Master Berserk was going to get past me straight away, but no, he just settles back straight back in behind me here. So now we're chasing after Laggy first, but yeah, like I mentioned, just got to try keep continuing on. If we drop positions right, left and centre, then we'll just come straight back into the pit lane, and I think we can probably get back on the soft tyres we were on early in the race. But now Master Berserk's literally just not far away from me here, but going into turn 1 here, the braking markers are literally gone, so I've missed it completely. And as the Berserk goes right around the outside and gets position 9 out of that. So yeah, great work there from Master Berserk, but we're still hang on to the rear end of him for the time being. I think we're going to go for a move up the inside here. No, it's probably a little bit risky. He gets a big lock up there into turn 4. And he manages to hang on for the time being here. But now coming through a parabolic, running very, very wide. Doesn't really help my cause here. So probably the curve hurt me a lot there. On to lap 14 we go. So now we're still battling away with Neon Trito. This is literally the battle for the final point. Going to cover the inside line this time around. Brake as deep as we dare. Literally just squeezed him out a little bit there. Maybe could have squeezed him a little bit too much maybe, but it did affect his run a little bit there. You can see how far behind he was. Sexy Prez is now out of the Grand Prix, so not been a great result for him at all. But you see Fence missed that start big time there, and actually Jarrett nearly went straight away here. But hey, look at this, Poms to the wind's got a ripping safety car restart. There's literally cars every which way. Exodona's going to come straight up the middle here. going to take the race lead, but looks at things, he does take the race lead. There's a bit of contact between Jared and Fenn, so I don't know what on earth happened there, but Fenn's had an absolute shocking restart there, so whether he missed the green flags or something, I don't know. Obviously, he's got to, being the leader, he's got to maintain the pace, but here comes New Zealand Ryan out of nowhere. Goes straight up the inside here, and he gets it done just over Jared there, but it might come under a little bit of attack here. But look at this, it was literally 4 wide, and Exit Owner's literally threading the needle going down into turn 1, going literally side by side. It was literally 4 wide. There's a little bit of contact. Someone turned Alan Hugo there. He got an illegal overtake on Penske. Neon's obviously straight-lined it at turn 1 there, but obviously Ryan got straight past Fens, and obviously got straight past DRC Jared, and then on the top right there, is that, I can't remember whether he passed me. It might have been Penske. I can't remember off the top of my head there, but probably I actually see it on board with Penske from here. He's actually in position 10, so...
it's going to be a drama here. It's going to be a drama here.
That's literally all you can say, really, the audio from Penske. So it's literally dive bombing there, and that may have caused what happened at turn 1. He's literally got squeezed. Oh, you could say literally got squeezed there, but had no choice but to take the corner cut. But inadvertently may have hurt my race a little bit there. Obviously, obviously having the 4 wide moment there. Now I think it was actually Ben. So there you go. Obviously Ben took a big corner cut there, so I'm not surprised at all. And Neon I thought was going to have a look at the inside here into the first of the Lesmos, but no, decided. Oh, yeah, I think he had a moment there where he was battling away with somebody else here, but Penske obviously sitting in behind Ben for position 7 of this race. Let's have a look on board here with Derek here.
Green flag.
So obviously he's right behind Penske here, so just playing it cautiously through here. Obviously you can see that the chaos is going to happen a bit further on here. But, Prez, I don't know what on earth happened there, but Prez was very slow off there, and Chimchar had a big oversteer moment there, got on the power way too early by the looks of things, where his tyres are cold. He lost a couple of spots straight away to Neon and Masters. Master Berserker, maybe somebody else, Top Banter probably as well. And look at this, all this carbon fibre, so that might explain who took out the speed signs, but Chimchar just managed to get away with it, and going to be spin again. No, he does it to himself there. That was Alan Hugo, I think they nearly got caught up in all that. He's on board with Neon, so obviously Chimchar had his big oversteer moment. And obviously Top Banter went as well, got past him, Master Berserk as well, so it's literally not far behind me either. So you see all the confetti flying every which way. That was very close for Neon getting caught up and all that, so I think he's had no choice but the straight line of chicane. I'm not surprised at all, so gets a 3-second time penalties for his troubles, but to be fair, I mean, he had no other choice, really, so this is on board what happened there. He had a big oversteer moment there, so that might explain why he didn't quite get the run on Penske. So, and obviously this was the battle, obviously, with Laggy, so Laggy got the run here into turn 7. There's a little bit of a contact there, and obviously pushed wide, and obviously there's me going around the outside there, obviously trying to follow in the slipstream of Laggy. Obviously, I've still got the front wing damage, so you see here, he may have got put off a little bit by where I broke compared to, because I was more focusing on not slamming into the rear of Laggy. Obviously, Master Berserk took full advantage of that one. But now, obviously, continuing on with what happens. So you can see myself and Berserk going side by side, literally down into turn 1 we go. Just had a little bit enough speed, probably because I was running way low wings. So you can see how deep I ran into turn 1. Obviously Berserk ran the outside there. There was a little bit of contact there between myself and Neon, but not too bad. Jared going very deep into turn 1 and lost all his momentum there, I think, to both New Zealand Ryan and Exit Donor, who are battling for the lead of the race. Now Jared's under attack here from Poms to the win here for position 4 in this race. So here comes Poms up the inside here in the turn 4 as he goes for the move. He thought about it, goes for it, but Jared just broke way a lot deeper there, and you saw the two leaders were battling away there as well. So Ryan's obviously playing the patient game here. This was back with Ben. Obviously, what happened in front here, and he goes up the inside here, actually, in the first Degner on fence, and he'll get the move done. Yes, he will. So there goes Ben up into P5. That's back we go to Penske, who was obviously trying to hold off Laggy person here. As you can see, just got a little bit more speed, straight line speed, I think. Does Laggy on the Penske. Coming down here into Parabolica. You see Laggy gets the move done here, but obviously Penske will try and fight back here. Has he got DRS? No, it might be obviously still the safety car restart. So yes, you see now actually he gets enabled right on cue. So you'll have to do the slipstream literally. So he goes back up the inside here into turn 1. Gives each other. They give each other space, but he ran a bit wide there and had to take the corner cut there. So Laggy manages to hang on for the time being, as I've got this graphic a bit wrong here on my preview screen. I think it's meant to actually say New Zealand Ryan, but anyway, it's actually Ryan going up the inside here on Exodona for the race lead. So this should be a pretty simple move here. There was a little bit of contact there, but it just gets ahead here, and obviously difference in tyre compound, soft tyres to mediums, quite a difference. So now Jared and Exodona having a little battle here through the turns 4 and 5, and Exodona just manages to hang on as Poms tries again go around the outside, in the inside there, but we'll see Jared and Exodona have had their fair share of battles. You have to go all the way back to Germany to find the last battle that they had with those two, but anyway, we're still trucking along here, still hanging on into the top 10 just, literally on lap 15. But we've got flying Neon Tridome, who's obviously you can see here going literally side by side here, going into this turns 4 and 5 here, and he gets up the inside there. We'll see if we can try and get the speed, get back past him, but I think it's all in vain really. So it's a little bit wide through the first Degner, but there's yellow flags ahead, so something's occurred there. But we're still sort of hanging off at the time being, and obviously I changed my my next tyres to well, pretty much I think it'll be the same used tyres, soft tyres that we were on earlier in the race. So it's a bit of drama. I don't know what's going on here. Yellow flags up ahead. You can see here we're now just dropping away here from Neon Tridome here. So what's all this yellow flag action going on here? So that's actually why it's Chimchar. So
at the end of this lap.
So I don't know what's actually happened to him, but anyway, I pretty much decided to abort after Neon got past, and obviously you can see how far up in the distance he's got. So come straight into the lane, obviously, for the set of soft tyres, and obviously another change of front wing. We're doing pretty well with our front wing changes for this race. Literally, this video's gone for quite a while, so I don't know how my voice is still going, but we're not the only ones. Looks like Chimchar's in as well. As away we go. Front wings now changed. Soft tyres are on. As we should come out, where we're going to pop in here. I think Alan goes past. There you go. So we're up into drop down to P13, I should say. Because obviously there's only 15 runners left because there's been a few crashes right, left, and centre. But Akaborbi jumped with Penske. This is the battle for, looks like, position 8 and 9, because he's got Mars Berserk not far behind here, and I think Berserk will probably have the DRS going into this up the Ascari. There he goes, straight up the inside there, and it gets it done quite easily. So we'll see what occurred a bit further on, but you can see how much ground the Berserk gets straight away here. But you can see obviously Chimchar, there he is off to the left then. So I don't know exactly what happened there, whether he's had a moment through Ascari or something or what, I don't know. But and now back we go to DRC Jared. Is he going to have a look here? Going to go around the long way here on Exodona. If he can keep it around there, he could hold on for the third corner, just managing to stop the car. Only just. We're trying to get the drive out of here. Exodona's just managing to hang on for the time being. He's going to have a look up here at the turn 4. Is he in through the Curva Grande? Thinks about it up the inside here. Does Jared break deep? Yes, he does, so that will really help him here. Exodona tried to go to the crisscross there, but I don't think it worked out. Now finally, Jared has got past him finally. Probably be glad about that one, but anyway, You saw there, we ran a little bit wide into the grass before turn 7 there. And the second Lesbo was Poms is actually out of the Grand Prix. His yellow flag's actually on the front straight, so something major has happened at the front there, but it looks of things. So we'll try and get some replays of what's going on up here. So I'm going to stick a board here with Ben to start with, because he's obviously behind Poms. And who's that in the foreground? I think that's Exodona and the Toro Rosso. Is that not the greatest of runs for Ascari? Probably not Poms either, but you can see with the help of the slipstream there from Exodona, it's a pretty simple move there for Ben on the inside of Poms. You can see now Ben probably will try and get past Exodona here as quickly as he can. So you can see covers him off a little bit here. Obviously Poms gets in the slipstream here. There's a little bit of weaving there. There's a little bit of weaving. There's contact. And obviously Poms is gone. Ben's got no front wing. There's literally more chaos going down into turn 1. I've literally no idea what's going on. Let's see what it sounded like on the live stream.
Right. Runs a little bit.
Good exit here from Ben. We'll see him get another place. Poms is right there.
Was Poms? Oh, this could end up
pitted.
This could end in a drama.
Dona's weaving.
Oh, Dona's weaving. What is it? He's just turned Ben. Oh my goodness, Poms out. Ben is still in the race.
I'm sorry, but that's all Dona's fault.
That is...
That's the second incident that Dona's...
Yeah, I mean, it certainly was a controversial incident, that one. We'll jump aboard here with Poms for the win. This is probably the best view out of the lot, but you obviously see he loses the spot to Ben, obviously coming into Parabolica. Exodona runs a bit wide, actually, going out of Parabolica there, but
make a mistake.
Trying to go up the slipstream here. You can see Exodona covers him off a little bit here. Now, he obviously weaves back, weaves to the left, weaves to the right, and so obviously Ben just slams into Poms, and Poms just pretty much innocent bystander there. And unfortunately, that's his race done and dusted for Poms, which is a real shame because he was showing pretty good pace here, and you can see all the debris here on the board with Penske's car. So, obviously put Penske up into actually P6 at this race, I think it is, and Master Berserk a bit further up the road. So, yeah, I mean, a few people have been saying it was Exodona's fault. When I first saw the footage, I initially thought it was Exodona's fault because of the once you weave once off your line, you're not allowed to come back again. You're only allowed to weave once. You can't move twice, sort of thing.
But strategy is available on the
I don't know. Please let me know down in the comments what you think. But obviously getting another strategy change, and I was still pissed off with Jeff at this point. So I did tell him to shut up again. But whether he does adhere to my commands is another thing. So we'll wait and see. But bit of action going on in front here. It's actually, what's the positions this? I think it's position, for 6th and 7 actually. So Penske and Neon. So it's actually not a bad recovery drive actually for Neon, where we consider where he started. Obviously he started last, went up, obviously got front wing damage at the first couple of corners, pitted, came in obviously under the safety car for the soft tyres. Now he's going to try and get past Penske here for position 6. Breaks as deep as he dares and gets it done, I think. So unless Penske tries a bit of a crisscross, tries to get on the power, but I don't think he can do it. So
the gap to the car ahead is 7.1 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 6 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 23.0.
Yeah, it's just checking the update, obviously, on Alan Hugo. Probably couldn't maybe quite catch him, obviously, because he's got 0 penalties. I've got a couple. Update on Ben.
Okay, the gap behind is 12.1 seconds. They're on fresh super softs. Their tyres are 1 lap old. The time last lap was a 1:50.3. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
Now, I think we're pretty even on penalties, myself and Ben, so don't ask me what the hell I was doing there. There might have been just a little bit of a loss of concentration there. You can see I'm mucking up big time there, so it's going to really lose me time to Ben behind. But obviously he had to come in and change his front wing, obviously. and I think he's gone on to the super soft tyres, so he will be quick come later in the race. But yeah, I was just trying my absolute best to try and see whether I can stay in front of him here. But back we go aboard with my teammate for this round, Penske, as it looks like Fens is closing in on him in a rapid rate of knots here, going down into turn 1 here, and Fens gets back ahead for the time being as Penske come back. Literally right on cue. Nice audio from Penske there. That might have been a bit of a tight one there. It's a bit of an update on the tyres.
Right, tyre situation. We're good for the time being, but you are going to start to notice the wear, so make sure it doesn't catch you out.
I think that wasn't originally planned. Well, I was going to ask Jeff, but I'm going to update on Ben.
Our gap behind is 4.5 seconds. They're on old super softs. Their tyres are 6 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 22.4. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
So obviously he's still got 3 seconds worth of time penalties. Can't remember off the top of my head whether they have 1 or 2 penalties. But yeah, that was a big moment actually for Master Berserk. So he's run wide of the first Egner. That's given Neon position 5, I think, in this race. So you see here, I'm just still pushing on here as best I can. Obviously, I think getting Alan Hugo is probably the last thing on my mind at the moment, is trying to hold off Ben there. But you see Master Berserk actually gets back up the inside in turn 1 pretty simply there with the slipstream, and yeah, back up into P5, I think it is for him. But then again, I'm still literally pushing on. I'll literally bin this car if I have to, just to keep ahead of Ben. Obviously, there's literally nothing between us in penalties-wise, but jump back aboard here with pretty much the lead of this race. This is actually on the last lap, so pretty much all going down to the wire here for the race victory. But you can see Ryan's really struggling on the soft tyres. Jared's going to go around the outside here, as he's going to try and do it around the outside. Ryan's hanging on, but yeah, not really working now, I don't think. So Ryan just is going to hang on, literally with nothing left on with his tyres, with tyre wear. It was so close in the end, but Ryan just managed to hang on. So we'll have a proper look on board here with DRC Jared again. So obviously he got a good run coming through to Scari, but obviously Ryan's probably burned his tyres a little bit here. Obviously did come in during the safety car period, so it probably was a risk maybe, but you see trying to go around the outside here. Just doesn't really have the grip there and loses the back end. Could have easily spun the car actually. Could have DRC Jared and probably lost a spot to Exodona there, but he'll come across the line in P2 and slams it into the pit wall there. So nice job from DRC Jared. But anyway, on the final lap, he was still trying to hang on to Ben behind. It was literally about 1.8 seconds, I think the gap was from behind. We'll get the curve coming through the first deck there, and that's just put us off there. And there you go. That's the position to Ben. And I thought, I was just pretty filthy with myself there. I don't know why I took that much curve there. You know so well that the curves on this game are so deadly. So, yeah, that was completely and utterly my fault. So, yeah, fortunately today it's just not our day here around Monza. So we're going to come across the line here and pretty much slam it into the wall and get to position 12. Do lose the tyre in the end. So the boys back at... where is it? I don't know where we're based, to be honest. I think you're in Britain somewhere. But you see, that was a big moment. Actually, Master Berserk, I think he nearly slammed into the wall there. And I think he just got away with it. I don't think he actually lost a spot out of all that. But Penske actually does a much better job than me with slamming into the wall, loses both his front tyres actually. So great job from Penske there. But yeah, there you go. That is the podium actually for the Italian Grand Prix. The New Zealand Ryan obviously winning the race just literally with DRC Jarrett in position 2 and Laggy out of nowhere pretty much got position 3. To be honest, with all the chaos that occurred during this race, I ain't surprised that we got a complete surprise on the podium there. But yeah, great result for Laggy in the end. But may have got it because he had no penalties actually. So that probably was one of the reasons there. But Exodona finished it up in 4th. Neon does in P5. Penske actually finishes P6. A great result there for a teammate. Master Berserk, then V-Fens, Alan Hugo, and Conrad actually gets the final points position out of all that. Obviously Ben and P11. Myself, obviously what could have been, literally. P12, obviously. Top Banter in 13th, Chimchar in 14th. There's a few guys actually down on the next page. You probably would have all seen it there earlier on anyway. So, but anyway, the important thing here is the championship standing. So it's now a 24-point lead, I think it is, between New Zealand Ryan and TRC Jarrett. Alan Hugo is starting to drop away a little bit. I think he's about 60 points behind New Zealand Ryan. You got Neon Treedome in 4th, Laggy in 5th. Somehow we are still P12. I don't understand how, but probably because all the guys in and around me have DNF'd or didn't have the greatest results. I think out of the guys behind, Conrad was the only one that scored a point. But continuing on, constructors-wise, Force India still lead the way. I think got a fair margin over Ferrari. Then you got McLaren there, Toro Rosso, Williams up into 5th. Who's that? Haas in 6th. Red Bull, Mercedes, Renault, and Sauber rounding out the top 10. So, yeah, it was certainly an entertaining race. Hopefully you enjoyed what was the Italian Grand Prix. It is a long video. I do apologise for how long this video is, but it was just a lot of footage I could not leave out. But if you did enjoy, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. As always, you can leave your comments down below. Always give me your thoughts on what you thought of that incident with Nexodona, Team Atmatic, and Poms. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more SRL APAC footage on F1 2018, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. As always, all my social media links will be down in the description. Plus, I'll leave the links down below for the SRL website, YouTube, and Twitch channel. Of course, the live streams are happening every Friday night at 8 p.m. as always. But, yeah, until the next time, which will be at the Singapore Grand Prix, which is... yeah, I mean, it's certainly going to be an interesting round for sure. But until then, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.